Welcome back, New School Sensei Podcast. I'm your host, Lance Douglas. Ken Douglas, El Capitan, the King of Parkville.
Hey.
We're here, Parkside Mansion Studios. It's a townhouse, bro. We'll call it a mansion. A terrace? Nah, it's a townhouse.
Nah, just a ridgy ditch.
We're talking about pushing our kids' comfort zone using martial arts.
Us.
It's getting more common, unfortunately, these days. We always talk about it a lot. Maybe we're going to sound like old men by the end of this podcast.
100%.
With the technology, it's always about technology, Ken.
And the amount of technology we had to go through to set this thing up.
It took us about an hour to set this thing up. We got through it. We watched a couple of YouTube videos. Now, with this technology era, kids are getting a bit more comfortable. Video games are getting better. Television's getting better. The quality of everything. It's just getting so easy just to stay home, turn on your Netflix, get a bag of Doritos, and just enjoy life. There's times for that.
100%. I think also just in this day and age, especially in Australia, in Melbourne, it's comfortable. Most people have a house, plenty of food, fully stocked fridges. Clean water. It's comfortable.
There's welfare if you need it.
Yeah.
You know, if there's another crisis, we know the government's going to bail us out.
That's it.
Like they did during the COVID.
Yeah.
So we twins in Newport, it's a great area. Newport, Williamstown.
Parkville's a great area too.
It's obviously you want your child to not struggle as much as you did.
100%.
For me, I want the opposite. I actually want my boy to really struggle. My worst fear is for him to have an easy life. I don't want him to be, living in poverty, but I want him to struggle a little bit. And a great way we can do that is through martial arts.
100%. Sport in general, to be honest.
Yep. It's because with sport, sport's not going to lie to you. Like, there's going to be a result at the end of it. And with martial arts, particularly, if your child's not able to get the next belt, it means they're going to have to push their comfort zone, might have to train harder, might have to be more focused to reach that next level. Pushing the comfort zone, it's just so important this day. Ken, what can we do as a martial art club to help push our kids to achieve the best and push their comfort zone?
For some kids, just stepping on the mats is going to be way past their comfort zone. They're used to putting on the headset.
Just like we got on headset.
Yeah. Actually, it feels quite nice having the headset again, yeah? Very cushioned. So just stepping on the mats. You've got a group of students all wearing uniforms. You don't know anyone. Just stepping on that mat, being confident. That'd be one way to that I'd answer that question. At Twins, what we do is we've got gradings. So grading is a special day where we test the kids on their skills to see if they're ready to move up for the next belt. And there can be quite a few people there watching. All the students are bringing their parents, siblings, friends, all that sort of stuff. So just being at the grading, performing your kata, that can be a lot for some students. Yeah, so doing gradings, demonstrations. So we often do open days, and we also ask some kids if they want to come and help. If we're doing a demonstration at a school, there could be a lot of people watching there. Joining our leadership team is another way to push that comfort zone. Speaking in front of people, public speaking, teaching their peers as well. Okay, you've just come from training side by side with your friends. Now you're at the front and you're leading them. So that can be a way to push that comfort zone. Any others you say how we do it, Twins, Lance?
With our self-defense is not choreographed, it's all live. So that's going to push your comfort zone. If you got someone that's starting, they're on your back, they've got a rear body lock, and you got to try and escape and turn and face them, that can be a pretty daunting task. Or maybe they're still playing pancake, so a person's on top of you, and you got to try and stand up. So all those things, it's a different situation.
Definitely that close contact. There's some people, they just get scared of close contact. They're just not comfortable with it. Whereas for us at Twins, they're getting it.
They're getting it early. If you can escape, someone who's bigger, stronger, if you can escape, stand up, push them off, it's going to make a lot of things a lot easier. Like that presentation at school, talking in front of 10 of your mates, is going to seem a lot easier than escaping barriers, side control.
And if you look at other martial arts, grappling, jiu-jitsu, like just grappling another person, and essentially you're almost going to the death, but the only thing that's keeping you safe is by tapping or saying tap. That is a big ask for a lot of people. Yeah, Lance.
Yeah.
But if you can do that, if you can train with someone, actually go 100% and then walk off the mat safely, or even jumping in a competition. So just say if if you're feeling quite comfortable on the mats, whether you're doing karate, taekwondo, jiu-jitsu, you're feeling, yeah, I've been training for a long time. I know everyone, doing quite well. It's pretty chill. If you want to push that comfort zone, you might jump to a competition. I know Lance has got one coming up.
Oi.
Coming up tomorrow.
Tomorrow, let's go.
Yeah, the Pan Pacific BJJ competition.
Yeah, it's only brown belt, so it's for me, black belt's the real show, so we'll see how we go with black. But yeah, brown belt, be good hit out. I'm looking forward to it.
That's it. How come you chose to do this comp? Was it to push your comfort zone, or is there any other motives?
Yeah, for me, I like to push my comfort zone at least once a year.
Yep.
With some sort of competition. Previously, it was wrestling competitions.
Yep.
Before that, it was dancing, so doing performances. I actually find maybe doing a dancing performance more scary than competing in jiu-jitsu or wrestling.
Really?
Yeah, found that pretty nerve-wracking. And then, yeah, other things, I remember in university, like, I'd push my comfort zone because I was learning Auslan. My first big gig was with the Australian Deaf cricket team. So going to Geelong, living with a group of deaf people as a third-year uni student in a different language, so using Auslan, that was a big thing for me.
Do you think by doing the martial arts and being pushed so much, that's helped you in your life to actually push your comfort zone even more?
I think we just got used to it. As kids, we were competing from 9 years old in karate at least 3 to 4 times a year. And then doing state training. Essentially, state training was a competition every week. Yeah. Back then, we were sparring hard. Like, you'd have other people in the state team, they're trying to hurt you. You're a 10-year-old kid and you're trying to hurt them.
How come it's a good thing to push your comfort zone? Yeah, we've talked about how we do and all that sort of stuff, but why should parents be looking to push their children's comfort zones? What for?
What more?
He's fine, man. He's reading books, playing video games. He loves life.
I'm sure he does love life. Maybe he doesn't need it. If he's got, if he's cashed up too, doesn't have to worry. He's got the trust fund. But it's good to start early because pushing your comfort zone, it'll become a habit.
Yeah.
It's just like me and you. We're training, we're competing, we're doing Chinese school. We're trying to, perform well in VCE. All those things, if you start early, it becomes a habit. And then those little things can turn into the big things. Now, like for us to push our comfort zone, it might be buying property. It could be getting married. If you start the little things, then you can do the bigger things later on. It could be having your first child, deciding on your second, your third, your fourth child. To get to those big decisions, I guess, it's a lot easier. If you've never pushed your comfort zone, you never left home, good luck getting married, good luck having a couple of kids.
Getting that really good job.
Getting that job, starting a business. It's like, if you're not starting as a kid, I don't know where that drive is going to come from.
And I think also when you push your comfort zone, that's when things actually get fun. Your best experiences come from pushing that comfort zone. So if we're talking about that, Lance, would you be able to talk about any experiences that were really, really good for you and you're only able to have them because you push your comfort zone?
I would say our first training trip to Thailand. Ken and I were still in university. We travelled to Thailand. We trained Muay Thai over there every day. Mm-hmm. So the schedule was we'd wake up, have a I think I had a little Milo, like the other little like juice box Milo thing.
Well, might have had the protein shakers, you reckon? Or you reckon we had like a blender or something?
We probably went to, we probably had something, yeah. And then we have the big Muay Thai session, 2 hours. Then we go to the local restaurant, have some food, have a nap. Every day we had a 1-2 hour nap.
Love that nap.
Then in the evening, train the evening class.
Yep.
And then we were in bed by like probably 9, 10 every night.
That was a good time, eh?
It's a good time.
How about our first trip to Brazil?
I'd say, yeah, Brazil's pretty scary. Especially with the lack of safety and lack of police. The amount of guns and drugs. It's Brazil's next level. We have stories about it.
100%.
So the cool thing with martial arts, if your child trains it, then they can take that experience and then travel overseas with it. Like we have one of our students, John, he just come back from
Japan. Went to Osaka.
Yeah, so he had to have the full experience, trained karate in Osaka. He said he did a samurai class as well.
Yeah, he talked about that as well.
Yeah, pushing a comfort zone, it's gonna lead to just cool experiences.
Definitely, cool experiences and growth. If you've got that growth mindset. I think one thing with pushing a comfort zone, some people have got that fear of failure. Would you be able to speak to that? If someone they're scared to fail, if they go, maybe like an example could be if they interview for this really high paying job, but I won't get it anyway. Can you speak to that?
I have seen it with a few kids, few adults. It's where, I guess, if you haven't been used to pushing yourself and failing, then as you get older, you're less likely to take the risks. That's probably why you hear some people stay at home. till they're 30, 35, 40.
Or some people don't travel for a very long time.
They don't travel, maybe they don't get into a proper relationship because they haven't had the confidence to approach a woman or a man or whatever. Yeah, it's just a shame people just, I guess, they just don't have that experience early on. And it's good to give kids through martial arts a chance to push their comfort zone because they will have to when they move to high school. Going from primary school to high school, that's a big jump. Especially, if you're in a select entry high school, there's going to be an interview. And then once you finish high school, they're going to have to, get into uni. There might be an interview to get into uni. And then once you get the job, or once you finish uni, you're definitely going to have to interview for your job. And a lot of employers are looking not just for the book smarts, but they're looking for more the soft skills, being able to present, talk, problem solve, connect with other people. And being able to connect with someone, it's going to take practice. Obviously, you can connect online. Then connecting face to face, it's a different animal.
Like that, that's cool. If we go back to self-defense, I think that is one of the main benefits of martial arts, teaching self-defense. And the cool thing about twins is the way we teach it, we're pushing the kids' comfort zones. Do you want to talk about why that is important for self-defense?
If we could boil it down to one thing, confidence. If you're confident in yourself, you present well, then bullies, they're just not going to target you. So if you train in an environment where you're steadily versing more harder and harder training partners, you're getting out of different positions, that's going to lead you to be more confident. And then if you're a confident kid, you present well, your head's up, bully's going to find someone else. So with our self-defense from pre-martial arts, it's all games-based and they're competing versus someone. And to make it fair, they're hopefully going to compete versus someone same size, same skill. Because if they're just losing, then the confidence go the other way.
Yeah.
So it's up to us coaches. We need to get that just right amount of winning and losing. So that's where we talk about that challenge point theory. You need to be able to win some and you need to be able to lose some.
And then I guess for self-defense, if there's clubs that are just doing static self-defense, if it's a real life scenario, things are going to change. So if you're not used to stepping out of the comfort zone, instead of, you're always defending against someone just doing a punch and holding it for you, but maybe you've got two people throwing multiple punches. Could be a very, very long day for you, yeah, Lance?
Could be a short day.
That's it. Whereas ideally, we want our students to be ready wherever it goes, whether they're fighting standing, on the floor, weapons, against the wall, any situation, they're ready to adapt. And I think if you're doing self-defense statically, so that just means like just one shot and you wait for the person to do their move on you, you're not going to have the confidence you're talking about. And I guess you're not going to have the skill to adapt to the situation. And that growth only comes outside your comfort zone.
Yep. Trying something new. A lot of times, if something doesn't feel perfect, then people they won't do it. Whereas I'm the opposite. If I feel a little bit scared, then I know that I need to try it.
If you look at like grappling, you've got Gracie Jiu-Jitsu. A lot of Gracie Jiu-Jitsu clubs, they don't roll. They just train technique and they say it's self-defense. Would you say a person at a grappling club that they don't roll live, they just do self-defense moves, so maybe bear hug defenses, side headlock defenses, how would they compare to another jiu-jitsu student where they do a lot of live rolling, they compete? They don't necessarily have the label of self-defense jiu-jitsu, but who would do better?
Definitely the jiu-jitsu person who actually rolls and uses their technique under live resistance. If you're just practicing with a static partner and you just keep doing the same movements,
it's comfortable, yeah?
Oh, it's very comfortable.
It looks pretty too. You're getting real flashy.
If you rep out 100 times, you're a bear hug. I'm going to split the grip, turn and face. Split the grip, turn and face. But you never actually go live where your training partner, their job is to hold it for as long as possible and try and counter your counter. Then really your skill is not adaptable.
How come you reckon there's some clubs that do that? It's because it's like an art form. Or do you reckon the instructor just doesn't want to lose? So they just made it like this?
Yeah, there's a few reasons. So some people believe that if you drill a technique long enough, you'll reach that perfect technique, and then that perfect technique will work versus everything, which I don't think that's true. With skill, it needs to be adaptable. So say if we use a bear hug example, we know that there's no perfect defense for the bear hug. It just depends on the person's arm length, depends how girthy you are in the midsection.
Their grip strength.
Grip strength, are you slippery? There's a lot of different factors. So if you're just practicing one movement solution, then when that doesn't work, then you don't have a plan B, C, D, E, G, whatever.
Or if the situation requires a different solution.
100%.
Like
yeah.
you can't just attack that groin.
Yeah. You can't always go, you can't hip throw too big. The other thing is, I guess a lot of times the coaches, it is easier to do a static defense. You can be seen as the guru. So
Do you think it's better for retention for students? Like maybe they can retain more students because they're happier, they're more comfortable. They're not quitting because they lost a role or they got injured. It's probably safer too, yeah?
it will help to retain your students because it will give them a bit more of a gradual introduction. But the only thing is, as you've said before, is you might retain them a white belt, but then you're going to lose them a blue belt. And then once they get more advanced, they're going to go to a different club where they actually get to play the real sport.
Yeah, especially if they start going online and seeing all the different things.
I can see if you've got some sort of injury, or maybe your job doesn't allow you to take any injuries. Maybe you're a brain surgeon. You can't afford to have your fingers jacked up.
Yeah.
Maybe you're a pilot. You can't afford to have a sore shoulder. You're an actor. Maybe one of our good friends, he's got a slip disc in his neck. He can't take a crank. Could be paralyzed. So for that aspect, then I can see a place for doing more of a static grappling session, but I wouldn't call it self-defense. It's something different.
If you were that person where you couldn't afford to get hurt, how do you still push your comfort zone and actually improve your self-defense skills then? Doing it safely
Yeah,
and not risking, like, if you get injured then you can't work.
You probably wouldn't do grappling then. You'd probably do more of a weapon martial art.
Okay, yeah, true.
Use more weaponry.
Wow, I didn't think of that.
Yeah, like you can do like kendo. You can do that relatively safe. Got all the headgear.
Yep.
Do that relatively safe. You can do Filipino martial
Shooting,
arts.
I guess.
You could do you can
Obviously
do more,
not here, but
well,
in
not
the
here
States.
in America. You just use more weaponry.
But I think, like, you'd probably liken the situation if you're an older grappler. If you're like a Dave Kovar, I remember I was talking to him. If you don't know him, he's one of the most famous martial artists and martial art coaches. Dave Kovar's got 10 black belts. He's over 60 years old. He's more ripped than both of us combined. And what he was telling me was he picks his partners very carefully. So he doesn't just roll or train with anyone. He has to know the partner. So he can still sharpen his skills. He's been doing it for a long time, so his skills don't need that much sharpening. They're pretty much ready. But he picks the training partners so that he doesn't get injured. Always does a good warm-up as well.
So he's big on good warm-up.
Always warm-up, especially when you get that age. So I think that's probably one way I'd answer it. You have to have good training partners. So you're probably doing more maybe semi-privates, or I don't know how you do it, to be honest. But yeah.
You'd have to have good training.
I guess there's some clubs that have a master's class where over 30s, or a dad's class. It might just be the culture. Like, you still want to train hard, but you just don't want someone like cranking your neck or popping your elbow or, you know, ripping on heel hooks and stuff. It's just the culture of the club, yeah?
Yep.
Probably twins. Hopefully we're like laying down the law for our students. We don't want any injuries. We want to train hard but safely.
Yep. Yeah, you want to do more control-based submissions instead of opportunistic. Opportunistic is where if you see the arm, you're snapping it. Control-based, you would control the arm and the person has to tap because they just can't
get out.
Can't get out.
Yep.
Cool, let's wrap it up there. So pushing our kids' comfort zone, so it's very important. It's getting more important in these days, digital age. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that discussion. If you like more, send us a message. See us on Instagram. We're pushing out more content. Now we've got the video.
Hey.
You can see our faces a bit more. Give us a like on YouTube.
Let's
We'll
go.
put YouTube videos. And then Spotify. So if you're listening to the audio,
Chuck a review.
boom, give us that 5 stars, please. Aye. Okay, see you on the next one, guys.